Let's turn to Ethiopia, which has expelled 7 United Nations officials. The Ethiopian government has accused them of meddling in its internal affairs. The expulsion comes right after the UN blamed Ethiopia of human rights violations. This is over the ongoing conflict in the Tigray region. Now, this back and forth between the UN and the Ethiopian government has not just hampered emergency aid to Ethiopians. It has also dented the UN's credibility, its effectiveness in solving armed conflicts. Here's a report.
Since November 2020, Ethiopia's Tigray region has been embroiled in an armed conflict. A war between the Tigray People's Liberation Front and forces supporting Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. This conflict has spiraled into a humanitarian disaster. 5.2 million Ethiopians require food aid. 400,000 are living in famine-like conditions. And the rate of child malnutrition is worse than Somalia's. The United Nations has been working to put an end to the turmoil. At a press conference last month, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights tried to bring the world's attention to the plight of Ethiopians. She accused both the Ethiopian government and the resistance of human rights violations.
Allegations of human rights violations have continued to implicate government forces and its allies. We have received disturbing reports that local fishermen found dozens of bodies floating along the river crossing between western Tigray and Sudan in July.
These remarks have upset the government of Abiy Ahmed. In response, it has expelled 7 senior UN officials, accusing them of meddling in the country's affairs. A letter released by the country's foreign minister states that all 7 UN officials have been declared persona non grata. They've been asked to leave the country within the next 72 hours. The global body has been taken aback by the decision. The UN Secretary General says he is shocked. He has appealed to the Ethiopian government to withdraw its decision.
I will start with a statement by the Secretary General on Ethiopia. I was shocked by the information that the government of Ethiopia has declared 7 UN officials, including senior UN humanitarian officials, as persona non grata.
But these appeals have failed. Ethiopia is unrelenting. It says the decision will not be changed, reviewed, or modified in any way whatsoever. The face-off shows how powerless the UN can be when states fail to agree. It also depicts the UN's failure in Ethiopia. For all its humanitarian aid to the Tigray region, the UN has failed to build consensus on ending the crisis. The UN Security Council has not convened a single meeting to discuss it. No one knows what deliberations and diplomacy are taking place. Since November 2020, the Security Council has only issued a single media statement on the crisis. It's a travesty that Ethiopia hasn't been dealt with on priority. Not only does this undermine the UN's credibility, but also puts the life of millions of Ethiopians at risk. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.